Welcome folks, in this video we're going to be looking at the Zeniko ZF08, one of a number of micro flashes to reach the market at the moment, and hopefully it means that you won't have to carry around one of these and a pocket full of these. Before we kick off the video, let's get the legal stuff out of the way. Zeniko kindly sent me this product to review. I've not been paid to do this video. The video is not sponsored by Zeniko. They've left me open to come up with my own opinion about the product. I can keep it after the review is over, but I'm not tied to say anything positive about it at all if I don't think it's a good product. So with that out of the way, let's get it unboxed and see what's in there. So we'll get into the box itself. It's quite nicely packaged, must admit. It as a graphic designer, I approve of the packaging, and it even comes in this little pouch as well, which is great. You can see just how small the unit is. Also in the box you get charging cable, which is USB to USB-C. Just remove that. Some silica gel there to keep everything nice and dry, and you get the manual as well. So that's everything that comes with the product. As I say, it's nicely packaged, looks premium. The product itself is super small. You can see there it's about, well, I do have some ear pods there. They're not, I think Zeniko do say about it being smaller than some Apple earpods, but there you can see roughly the size of the two products there. So the Zeniko ZF08 is a really palm-sized solution, ideal for photographers who perhaps don't do a lot of flash photography but want to have something that can get them out of a sticky situation when they just need that a little bit extra light. So what I really like about this unit is the fact that it's so compact. I mean, even in the carry case, that's easily something you can slip into your pocket, take it out, look at the size of it. It's approximately 40 by 40 by, well, less than 40 millimeters tall, and it weighs, what, I think the weight it says on the specs are 36 grams, which is next to nothing. So I think it's ideal for street photographers, people who want to be discreet. You're not going to really notice that on top of the camera at all, and as I say, takes up no space. Really handy. Now charging, because of the port on the side, which is a USB type C, you can charge it up using your phone cable, and obviously if you've got carrying a power bank with you, that's not a problem. However, to be honest, this thing should last all day. I think the specs of the battery, it's a 470 milliamp hour battery inside this thing. It will provide up to 440 flashes, which unless you're going to be paparazzi somewhere, I think for the average photographer that's going to be more than enough for several days, never mind a single day with one charge. It does also have a sleep function, so it will power down, and that'll save the battery as well, so you don't have to charge it up quite as frequently. When you're using the flash unit, you'll find it will power back to full charge in 3 seconds, so you can go again with more shots. That's reasonable, I think, for a unit this size, and certainly, yeah, average photographers, kind of people who do it for fun rather than work, certainly that's good enough. In addition to that, you have buttons on the back so you can alter the strength of the unit. There are 5 settings on this flash unit, giving different strengths, and again that's a great little bit of adjustability in the unit itself. I'm looking forward to actually testing this. So I may even take this to work with me and test it on our work camera, which is a Sony Alpha A7 III. That doesn't have a built-in flash like a lot of my cameras do at home, and we'll see how it does there as well. So for those of you who love to know the technical details, this flash unit has a guide rating of 16. Now that's not especially high, but given the size of the flash unit you can understand why. The speedlight I showed you earlier has a guide rating of 38 by comparison, so there is some payoff with the size of this unit. However, I think this is going to be fine for doing a bit of fill-in flash at a bit of casual photography. So a little bit of history on how guide numbers came around. So the guide rating generally refers to how bright a flash is these days. Back in the day, a guide rating was a table that you would use to set your aperture on the camera. So you would have a guide rating of 100 and you would divide that by the distance between you and your subject, and that would tell you what aperture you needed to open the lens up to. But these days the camera does a lot of the thinking for you, so you don't necessarily have to do that. That said, because there's less in the way of syncing on this unit with your camera, that you may have to think about it a little bit more with this unit than you would with some of the advanced speed lights. Anyway, I digress. On with the review. Sticking with the subject of light, the little Zeniko has a colour temperature of natural daylight. You can't adjust any of the colour temperature in this unit. That's what you get. However, for 95% of people using it, I don't think that's going to be an issue at all. Now, the Zeniko features a universal hot shoe underneath with a single point interface and should be compatible with Canon, Sony, Nikon, Leica, Olympus, hopefully Panasonic, given the fact that I have quite a lot of Panasonic cameras. However, it should work with a whole host of retro film cameras. I have two here. I'm going to test them shortly. Now, this is where I think this little unit is going to be absolutely fantastic, because if you're after a flash unit to work with your old film cameras, then you know what a chore it is to find working units from the 60s, 70s and 80s. So I think if this unit does what I think it's going to do, it should be an answer to an awful lot of problems. So first up, I've got the unit fitted to my Fujica STX1, and we'll try that. That certainly worked. Next up we have this. This is a little Prince point and shoot camera, very much a plastic fantastic from the 1970s. It has no electronics in it whatsoever, so we'll give that one a test as well. We'll wind it on first, and yes, it works perfectly. So again, absolutely fantastic for retro film cameras. So I thought I would set up the flash unit on this, the Panasonic FZ82, which is a channel favourite. Now, this camera already has its own built-in flash, so this is a little bit redundant, but I just want to check it that it works fine with a regular digital camera. So we'll give that a test as well. That certainly flashed and it took an image. So the pros of this unit: the price, it's really affordable. Put the price on screen there so you can see what it currently retails for on the likes of Amazon or through Zeniko directly. It's very affordable, it's very pocketable, it weighs next to nothing, it's not going to take up any space in your camera bag whatsoever, and you can be able to get out of any tricky situation where you find that you really do need some fill-in flash. Another plus then, it's so discreet, it's barely noticeable on top of that camera, and yeah, street photographers, people who want to be discreet when they're taking photos, again, it's not really going to be very noticeable at all. However, there are some downsides to this flash unit. Because it's so small and the throw is quite low, then you will find that if you're using a big lens or a telephoto, I noticed on this photograph I've just taken with the FZ82 that the throw is so low that it did catch the lens hood and gave a kind of semicircle in the shot. So that's something you're going to have to watch for. Obviously, because it is fixed, there isn't no tilt like you can with some of the speed lights where you can bounce the light off the ceiling, that type of thing. It is going to be powered straight forward towards your subject. That said, that's no different from your average pop-up flash that you have with a compact or bridge camera like this anyway, even something like my Nikon D3300. So we'll summarise all the pros and cons. Pros: ultra light, ultra portable, fast cycling, it returns to full strength within 3 seconds, USB-C charging so you can do it on the go. It's currently affordable, £39 for this model on Amazon UK at the moment, and it's excellent for travel. So the cons then, well, there's no TTL metering, and it also doesn't swivel or move, so you are limited into how you can use the flash itself. It's not ideal, as we've found, with wide angle or telephoto lenses if you're using lens hoods, anything like that which is going to get in the way of the throw of the flash. It's got a guide rating of 16, which is a modest flash. It's not a really bright one, and obviously it's fully manual as well. You're going to have to decide whether the fill-in light is strong enough or too strong yourself by looking on the back of the camera and having a look at your results. So who is the ZF08 for? Well, it's for anybody who's after a minuscule flash unit they can take with them absolutely everywhere. It's not going to take up any space, and should you need to use it for a little bit of portrait photography, a little bit of macro, something like that, where you just need that little bit extra light just to help you, this is brilliant for that. It's also fantastic if you're a shooter of retro digital and retro film cameras where there wasn't a flash with the camera, or perhaps if you've bought a digital camera, sometimes the flash units don't work. So again, something like that, as long as you've got a hot shoe on those cameras, we've proved today it'll work with all of these old cameras, and I think it's ideal for that if you just want something cheap, cheerful, and will do the job for you. So in my opinion, final verdict, I do think that the ZF08 delivers on what it promises. It doesn't promise to be the brightest flash available. It does promise to be small, portable, and something you can take absolutely anywhere. Certainly delivers on those promises. I think it's a perfect device if you're a photographer who needs a backup flash, or you just want something nice and compact for travel. This is ideal. I certainly will be taking it wherever I go because it's not going to take up any room in my bag whatsoever. I hope you found this video useful, and if you have, why not check out one of the other videos appearing on the screen now. Just like to say thank you to Zeniko for sending me this flash unit to review, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.